It is estimated that around 5 to 10 billion disposable lighters are discarded into the environment globally each year. These lighters often end up in landfills, oceans, or natural habitats, contributing to the 250,000 tons of plastic waste generated annually. But don't worry. Today we're going to explore a super exciting solution: recycling lighters. Let's find out how we can turn old lighters into an opportunity for a greener planet. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on more amazing eco-friendly ideas. So, how can we actually recycle these lighters instead of letting them go to waste? Let's dive into our first tip. It's simple, creative, and surprisingly useful. Now I'm going to cut the bottom of this lighter. Just about 0.5 centimeters will do. This small cut allows us to access the inside more easily. Be careful while cutting, and make sure to use a sharp tool to get a clean, precise cut. After cutting, I need to smooth out the cut edge a bit. This helps remove any sharp or uneven parts, making it safer to handle and giving a cleaner look for the next steps. Next, prepare a plastic bottle. We'll be using it as part of our recycled lighter project, so make sure it's clean and dry before we start working with it. The hole should be just big enough to fit a small plastic tube through. Make sure it's snug so the tube stays in place and doesn't wobble or leak during use. I'm going to measure and trace along the outline. I'm going to cut along the line I just marked. Try to follow the outline carefully to get a clean and accurate shape. Next, I'm going to use hot glue to seal around the joint. This helps make sure there are no gaps, keeping the connection tight, and preventing any air or liquid from leaking through. Next, I'm going to take a small plastic tube and insert it through the hole in the bottle cap. This will be the tool I use to draw gasoline. The plastic tube allows me to control the flow easily and safely, making it more convenient for the project. Place the bottle with the tube into the gasoline container, making sure the tube is submerged in the fuel. Then, gently squeeze the empty bottle to push the air out. When you release the pressure, the vacuum created inside will automatically start pulling gasoline up through the tube and into the bottle. Now I'm going to attach the bottle cap with the lighter onto this bottle. Now I've got a brand new lighter. It's fully assembled and ready to use, made from recycled materials and totally functional. That's it for our first trick. Simple, useful, and eco-friendly. Now, let's move on to the second tip. For this second tip, I'm going to use the flint wheel from the lighter. Now I'm going to remove the flint wheel. This is a small, rough metal wheel that creates sparks when you spin it. Use a small flathead screwdriver or pliers to carefully lift it out. Make sure not to lose the tiny parts underneath. Next, I'll remove the two side gears from the flint wheel assembly. We won't need those. What we're after is just the small grinding stone inside. That's the part we'll repurpose for our rust cleaning tool. It's the part that creates sparks when rubbed against the flint. I have a rivet here. Now I need to take out the rivet shaft. I'm going to attach the grinding stone to the rivet pin. Then, I'll insert the remaining part of the rivet shaft through the grinding stone to help hold it in place. This adds extra support and keeps the stone from wobbling when spinning at high speed. Next, I'll plier down on the rivet shaft to lock everything in place. This ensures the grinding stone is held firmly and won't come loose. Now I'm going to attach it to the drill. Just insert the rivet shaft into the drill chuck. Tighten it securely, and it's ready to use as a mini grinding tool. Here's a pair of pliers with rust on the jaws. The metal surface is no longer shiny. Instead, it's covered in dull, reddish-brown rust spots. The original silver color has faded, and the rust makes the tool look old and worn out. I'll gently press the spinning stone against the rusty surface of pliers, focusing on the areas with the most buildup. As the grinding stone spins, you can already see the rust starting to come off, revealing the shiny metal underneath. Just move slowly and steadily, and be careful not to apply too much pressure. Let the tool do the work. After cleaning, the difference is clear. The rusty spots are gone, and the metal surface is now smooth and shiny again. The pliers look almost like new. The silver color has returned, and there's no trace of the rough, reddish-brown rust. It's a simple but effective way to bring old tools back to life. Now let's move on to our third tip. This one's just as creative and will show you yet another way to give old lighters a second life. Let's check it out. I'll also remove the grinding stones from both flint wheels. These are the rough, spark-making parts we'll be reusing. By combining them, we can create a dual-head grinding tool that's more effective for certain tasks like sharpening or light sanding. I'm going to take 2 rivets and remove the rivet shafts from both. We'll only need the outer shell for now, as they'll help us hold the grinding stones. I'll flip the rivet shaft around and insert back into the rivet body in reverse. This gives us a longer and more stable shaft to hold the grinding stones securely when we attach them. And finally, I'll insert 1 more rivet shaft to lock everything in place. This helps secure the 2 grinding stones tightly on both ends, preventing any movement during use. Now the double-sided tool is ready to be attached to the drill. To finish it off, I'll use pliers to pinch both ends of 2 rivet shafts. This tightens everything and keeps the grinding stones firmly in place, so they won't come loose while the tool is spinning. It's a simple trick to make the whole setup more secure and stable. Now I'm going to attach it to the drill. Just insert the shaft into the drill chuck, tighten it firmly, and make sure everything is aligned properly. Once it's secure, we're ready to test this double-sided grinding tool in action. I'm going to use a dull knife and try cutting through a piece of paper. As you can see, the blade struggles to cut cleanly. It tears the paper instead of slicing it. This clearly shows how blunt the edge is and why it needs sharpening. Now, let's see how well our double-sided grinding tool can bring it back to life. After sharpening, you can carefully run your finger, gently and safely, across the edge to feel the difference. It should feel noticeably sharper and smoother. Or better yet, test it again with a piece of paper. This time, the knife should slice through cleanly with minimal effort, showing that the edge has been restored effectively. I'm going to sharpen it a bit more to refine the edge. A few extra passes with the grinding tool will help make the blade even sharper and more precise. Now let's test it again. I'll use another piece of paper to check the sharpness. Slice, and there it is. The knife cuts through smoothly and effortlessly this time. The edge is much cleaner, and it feels like a brand new blade. Just a bit of extra sharpening really makes a big difference. And that's it for our third tip. Who would have thought 2 old flint wheels and a couple of rivets could turn into such a useful sharpening tool? It's simple, effective, and a great way to breathe new life into both your tools and your trash. If you found this tip helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more creative recycling ideas. Let's keep turning waste into something worthwhile. Not only does it work well, but it also helps reduce waste and saves money. Now it's time to test how it works. And there it is. The flame is strong and steady, which means everything is working just as planned. If it doesn't light on the first try, make sure the fuel is flowing correctly and the lighter part is firmly in place. Always be careful during testing and keep flammable materials away.